Take it. Good evening. Let's get this show started. It is I, Crypto Otaku, once again coming to you with the power of the internet and, of course, Web3 on its way. So we got a whole bunch of stuff to dive into today. Another day of crazy crypto chaos and the dystopian future that we live in. Absolutely crazy. Again, as always, never a dull moment. Let's dive right in, and we're going to start off with something that's actually happening here at the home front here in America, and that is our goddamn government once again.
22nd.
Here we are again, kicking the can down the road. We're going to continue to spend monies.
Here we go again. Fox News just covered this about an hour ago. I'm going to play this real quick, and then we're going to dive into crypto news.
Terrence, Congress is on track to avoid a government shutdown, but the short-term spending bill still needs to make its way through the Senate, and that vote should take place sometime later tonight. Rebecca Castor reports from Washington on the new funding deadlines facing lawmakers.
The bill is passed.
With the votes in from the House on a short-term spending bill and the Senate set to follow suit, Congress avoids a government shutdown, at least for now.
This is why we were elected, to keep the lights on. Apparently, that is all we can do.
It's the fourth time this Congress will put off passing new spending limits. This bill, emphasis on short-term, funds some agencies only through March 8th and others through March 22nd.
Here we are again, kicking the can down the road. We're going to continue to spend monies at the Nancy Pelosi spending level of an omnibus bill that Republicans roundly oppose.
And some GOP lawmakers are criticizing House Speaker Mike Johnson for not holding the line and forcing Democrats to agree to stricter border.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Kicking that can right down the road again. Brought to you by Mountain Dew Baja Blow It Out Your Ass tonight. Having a little bit of Smirnoff Lime and Baja Blast is absolutely delightful. I love it. And yeah, it looks pretty in the glass too. That's what's happening right now. The government is just spiraling out of control with the spending. I mean, we're pushing $35 trillion after I'm sure this next bill passes. And we have infinite money for the coming election. Absolutely nuts. Crazy. I can't tell you what to do with your money, Mondo. I am not your financial advisor. But I do believe Jasmine is going to maybe not a new all-time high. It got really kind of inflated at the last cycle, but I mean, never say never. But my target for Jasmine is $1. Maybe 87 cents, something like that would be my exit strategy. Anyway, let's dive into crypto now that we got the government situation out of the way, and they're delivering us into the future, the beautiful crypto future, and the dystopian futures are around you. Again, look, just take a look every day. Just go outside and look in the streets, look all around you. What does it look like? Absolute chaos. That's what it looks like. That's where we're at. We are just waiting for them to create this world for us, and it's gonna be Mad Max, it's gonna be blood in the streets, it's gonna be mayhem, and then eventually we'll have society again, right? With hopefully. Anyway, I did want to dive into a few other things too. We'll get into that later, but yeah, let's jump into the market. Crypto right now absolutely blowing crazy. Bitcoin has just kind of come down and consolidated from last night, hitting almost a near all-time high again. We touched the butt at 64 yesterday afternoon, and then last night we consolidated back down, touching about 64, 63.4, and then we're on the same. This is where we were last night. This is when I got off the stream, and we broke up as soon as I got out. And we're gonna do the same thing tonight. Look at this. Boom. Same pattern. Why? Well, I'll tell you why tonight. There's a lot of stuff going on if you haven't heard about it yet. a lot of money makers and a lot of things happening behind the scenes. Obviously, my thumbnail is telling you a little bit what's prelude as to what's going on. The banks are getting in. They're getting in a big way. Bitcoin right now is being offered in the future, coming to a bank near you. Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, now offering spot Bitcoin to their clients. Some of them are doing it behind the scenes. If you were to walk in and ask for a Bitcoin ETF as a client, they'll again, they're not soliciting it, but they'll offer it to you. So yeah, it's all over the news right now. Here's another article I pulled up and found as well. Bitcoin America, Wells Fargo to offer spot Bitcoin ETFs to clients. Bloomberg. This is another thing I want to go over too. Again, kind of reiterating something I said a couple days ago. You know, when we're in big, when Wall Street's in big, when the banks are in big, all the financial institutions are in big, because that's all they're talking about all day. I mean, look on YouTube. What's all the news? 11 hours ago, CNBC's talking about Bitcoin. 6 hours ago, Bloomberg's talking about Bitcoin. 9 hours ago, Bitcoin. I mean, it never stops. It's they're talking about Solana even. I mean, they're talking about, you know, low caps, high caps, top 5, top 10 coins in the space. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe tomorrow we'll start talking about dog coins again in the news. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, Bitcoin's back, baby, in a big way. And yeah, Wall Street, they're finally able to place their bets because now they are allowed to, you know, they're allowed to buy in. So, and whether that's you know, buying a traditional Bitcoin and their personal portfolio, or these companies, you will make your own bank. You know, you don't have to worry about that, Mondo. You don't have to worry about that, because with Bitcoin, you are your own bank. You are. There's already ways you can already loan out your Bitcoin and create get you know, obtain interest. So dividends from your own Bitcoin. So you already are your own bank if you own Bitcoin. And at some point, it won't matter if you have 1 Bitcoin or half a Bitcoin or even a 10% of the Bitcoin. It's going to be about sats, right? Satoshis. And every 100 million Satoshis is 1 Bitcoin. And at some point, 10,000 Satoshis. You know what? We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Mondo. You are your own bank. You know what? I'm gonna pull this up real quick just to get it out there. We'll dive into the. I have that saved and pinned for later. Yeah, rogue sex toys. Watch out! Coming soon. Rogue sex toys are taking your crypto. Yeah, so watch out what you purchase from China. We're gonna get into that article here in a minute, as well as. Yeah, I just want to kind of go over this real quick with Bitcoin, right? And loaning, creating a loan. Again, the beauty of crypto is that crypto is programmable money, right? So whether you're playing around on Ethereum, you know, layer 1s, layer 2s, Polygon, Solana, Bitcoin in general. You have the ability to stake your assets and create it and get a interest rate back, you know, a dividend, by staking. God, I can get into that all day, with Gary Gensler and stake, not stake, says Gary Gensler. But anyway, yeah, you can get a dividend on your Bitcoin or your crypto, depending on where you go, and you can get a loan. Created and loaned out to the highest bidder. So if you go to bitcoin.com, you can find places to get crypto. You can also find places to, you know, get a crypto loan or create a crypto loan out of your Bitcoin. So there's so many ways to utilize this in the future. I'm not going to go into that in full detail here. That's a whole other thing. There's plenty of videos out on there. But yeah, you don't need to worry about making a bank, because with Bitcoin, you are your own bank. but the banks are getting in because they're afraid of you, taking custody of your own assets and becoming your own bank. So that's why the banks are getting in. They're afraid. There is a national decline in banks over the last, I think 30 years. Decline of bank. There's actually a really good chart I've seen before that shows this right there. Number of banks. And yeah, you can see here that that's actually not the right one. Was it this one? Decline of physical banks in America. There we go. 2014, there were 94,000 banks. In 2018, there was 88,000 banks. We gotta find one that's actually more up to date. But yeah, there is a national decline in banks over the last 30 years. Oh my God. So don't take my word for it. They're afraid. The banks are afraid. Right now, are we in a correction? Stephanie asks. Yeah, I would say that we are, again, consolidating right after a big move like this. The traditional patterns are, I was just talking about this the other day. The traditional patterns are still kind of there, but they're not really they're not really holding up as well as they used to, because Bitcoin is in this massive uptrend with the institutions pushing all of these ETFs with massive inflows. Every day it's a new record high for BlackRock. BlackRock is now holding like 150,000 Bitcoin. It's only been like 8 weeks. I don't even know how many trading sessions. Like, it's absolutely absurd. It took MicroStrategy like 4 years to acquire as much as these institutions have in a matter of weeks. So they're holding this up right now, and I would not be surprised. We're gonna see some serious shit that no one can predict. They already came out. Anthony Scaramucci was on CNBC. I think it was yesterday, basically saying that there's no way to predict this anymore. That there's so much inflows that some people are changing their bullish predictions. Like Kathy Wood, actually, I was going to go over that today too. Kathy Wood was another amazing interview with who the heck was he? Peter H. Diamandis. Yeah, I kind of want to play a little bit of this as well. She dived into this long, oh my God, this was like a almost 2 hour interview. And there was so many, I can't even go over all of it, but there were so many highlights to this interview where, again, she also produced a new prediction, or at least reiterates that her $1 million prediction is actually now at 2027, I believe, which is insane. Because I remember when she is the one that orange pilled me. Her and of course the legendary Giga Chad Michael Saylor. They orange pilled me back in the late 2020s, early 2021. And yeah, I just want to kind of play a quick little clip right here.
There are 19.6 million Bitcoin out there right now, and the highest it will ever go is 21 million. Is this a bubble? And the way we are answering it is, we think in the next 5 to 10 years, you will not recognize the world as we know it today.
Talk about that for a glimpse into the dystopian future. Oh, Kathy, I love her. Yeah, it's absolutely insane what she's... I wish I could find that little clip where she said that. But again, she's still on track for a $1 million Bitcoin by 2027. I mean, all you have to do is 2 things. Buy Bitcoin, hold Bitcoin. And if you want to do your due diligence and research into these other products, these other crypto assets, the new Web3, the new Amazons, the new Apples, the new Googles, do it. Do it right now, because this is going to be your last chance to get into the crypto bubble. So, and I personally am going to sell off all my altcoins at the end of this cycle. And then I'll roll everything into Bitcoin, because I truly believe that Bitcoin is the the last hope we have for humanity and a monetary system, because this is not working. The dollar is not working. Do it. Do it. Just do it. All right. So yeah, we're gonna dive into some other stuff too. Oh my God. Meme coins are coming back, right? Yep, they are coming back. This is something that's been flying around on Twitter lately. Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, apparently, and we were talking about this the other day, he just took out like $8.5 billion out of Amazon stock. We've seen this massive pump around the same time frame. When we got up to our all-time highs, well, near all-time highs, here in America, all the other countries around the world were hitting their all-time highs. Their new all-time highs, setting new all-time highs. And why? I mean, rumor is Jeff Bezos is buying Bitcoin. And right now he's celebrating his new marriage with his fiance here, or wife. I don't know if he's already married, and I don't keep track of billionaires. But yeah, apparently he was having a little fun on the yacht this week. And reports say that Michael Saylor was also in the around the ceremony when it was being held at the port of Gustavia on an island of Saint whatever. Bartholomew in France, whatever the place that is. Bartholomew. Yeah, so yeah, he's apparently celebrating in a big way and probably buying Bitcoin. Again, for Bezos, $8 billion is probably nothing, but to us, that's a huge influx into our world. And again, at its peak, we actually outpaced Meta. We outpaced Meta, and we got really close to defeating Silver's market cap. I had that pulled up over here actually still from yesterday. You can see here. I think it was yesterday we actually outpaced Meta, and we were in line to defeat, the complete total world market cap of Silver. I mean, that's freaking insane. For an ETF that just launched in 8 weeks, and we're already rivaling the second largest, second largest metal asset class. I don't know. Yeah, it's only a matter of time. And Anthony Scaramucci yesterday this morning was talking about how we were going to go for gold. Which I personally believe is going to happen eventually, because Bitcoin is a better gold. The governments cannot take it from you like they did gold seizures back in the 60s and 70s. So Bitcoin is a better gold, and we're going for it. And at some point, we will outpace NVIDIA, and it will be this cycle. I think we're going to blow through everything this cycle except for gold. Gold is going to take a while. Anthony Scaramucci personally believes that we're going to outpace gold by 2030, and about $8 trillion market cap by the end of this cycle, which is 2025. What? Or will we? It's possible. It's possible. It's definitely possible. We just gotta wait and see. In other kind of news, again, I covered this yesterday or 2 days ago. The Bitcoin rainbow chart, look where we are. We are so close to being still cheap, okay? This is it. Probably by next week. And we're going into March tomorrow. We have the market and the market close for the month tonight. Tonight, in about 40 minutes. Market will be closed, and people are going to get liquidated to all kinds of hell. Because people still have their oh my god, the beginning of the month we were at like the 40s, weren't we still at the 40Ks back at the beginning of February? I think we were right here when we started blowing up. Yeah, look at that, we are at 42,000. 42K at the beginning of February. Where the hell are we now? Almost 62,000. That's a $20,000 pump in a month. $20,000. Absolutely freaking insane. And if you aren't paying attention to this market right now, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. This is blowing up to all sorts of hell faster than I ever could have predicted. I thought these ETFs would have been kind of slow start. Oh, it's that Bitcoin thing. Oh, yeah. No one's really getting into that. Wall Street doesn't want that. No. The Congress and these corrupt politicians have been pushing us back for years, keeping us down so they can accumulate low. And now that big money's allowed to play, it's over. This is the beginning of a new era, a new finance revolution. Oh, you know how I feel about revolutions. Oh, don't get me started. I need a freaking gong. I need a bell or something. I need to lose all sorts of hell. But yeah, this is this is just the beginning. We and we've already rivaled the previous all-time high. And again, ETF's only been eight weeks. 8 freaking weeks, and we're making record highs every day ever since the grayscale sell-off. And that's all this really is. Stephanie, if you're still here, I go into large rants when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto assets, but part of the main reason why we are just kind of like sitting on these shelves is because when we first had the ETFs launch, right about here, I gotta clean up my freaking chart. We had this big dip at the beginning of the ETF launch, and that was because Grayscale. Let me actually pull that up real quick. If you go to the BitcoinTreasuries.net, you can take a look at all assets under management and who holds them for Bitcoin. And if you go into the very bottom here, you have the ETFs and funds. See right there. Grayscale is the largest holder. Now, when the ETFs launched, Grayscale had 650,000 Bitcoin. That was the second largest official holder of Bitcoin that we know of, other than Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, or creators. And so as they launched the ETFs, they offered a higher interest rate or higher fees on their ETF fund for people to stay in, because all this time you were buying Bitcoin through Grayscale for years at a discount. They now wanted to get that back in asset accumulation fees. So assets under management. Go back. In the meantime, they've been selling off about roughly 220,000 Bitcoin to the highest bidder, or apparently in this case the lowest fees by competition. This is what we call the Cointucky Derby of crypto. It's been absolutely a crazy rat race. I remember when we started, BlackRock had like 10,000 on the opening day, 40,000, something like that. Yeah, 40,000. Crazy. And they just been accumulating little by little by little. And we are up to about a total. This is as of yesterday. Yeah, Bitcoin Treasury a day behind. But you can see the accumulations over time have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. They're not slowing down. They're not slowing down at all. And Fidelity is even catching up too. They already have 100,000 Bitcoins as well. And to me, Bitcoins, the sheer amount of Bitcoin that these institutions hold is actually more important to me than the actual price, because that's taking Bitcoin away from you. It's taking Bitcoin away from me, and I'm still buying $5 of Bitcoin a day. It may not seem like much, but once you're priced out of this market, you are priced out, and any little tiny shred of Satoshis you can grab now are going to go a long way in the future. So I already have my big bags, and I'm just kind of garnishing it for the time being with my McDonald's paycheck. So there's that. So don't fray. Don't be afraid to keep dipping your toes back in. There's no wrong time to buy Bitcoin. This is a long-term goal. You don't want to, if you're in this for the long term, and you're headed to $1 million in 2027. I mean, hell, at this rate, we could be at $1 million by the end of 2025. We could blow through everyone else's predictions. This is something no one can predict. We talked about the multipliers before, about how when price meets fair value, and then you have that finite amount, and the Bitcoin miners also don't want to sell, and then you're fighting demand, and you just can't break free of this cycle, this stranglehold in the market. These big institutions are not going to let go, and BlackRock, they are not going to let any of these Bitcoins go, because they're buying the Bitcoin and they're holding it for you. If you participate in these ETFs, they're holding your Bitcoin, and then when you exit, they are paying you in cash. They get to keep the underlying asset. They get to keep the Bitcoin. These Bitcoins are not gonna be yours if you go through an ETF. Sure, I mean, if you wanted to, say, invest in the long term, maybe you don't know too much about crypto, you want to get in and you want exposure in a certain way. I've been trying to get my father into this now for too damn long, and my friends and family as well. But say if you didn't want to, hold your own assets, right? Have your own crypto wallet. You could go for an ETF, and as you learn, maybe you can find an exit strategy. You'll get hit by some penalties and fees, and they'll be charging you fees to hold it and all that stuff you could be saving. But in the meantime, if this is the only thing that you feel comfortable with, by all means do it. I'm at the point now where I just want to help people. I just want people to get out there and be part of this, participate in this new financial revolution, because when it's all said and done, and crypto is off to the races, and there's no other Satoshis left to purchase, and the miners don't want to sell, they're holding off for a larger, buy, or they have a deal with BlackRock, because I've heard they got inside deals with BlackRock now. You're not going to be able to get, once Bitcoin halving comes, cut everything in half, 450 Bitcoin a day versus 900 being released for the next 4 years. And then that cut in half as well. I mean, you're talking about an incremental monetary system that is just gonna go up. I mean, it's that simple. Bitcoin go up. What can I say? Woo! I am just on a rampage today. Okay. I also wanted to go into this too. It's not quite crypto, but I am excited for this new. I'm actually terrified, actually, but I'm excited for one particular candidate in this upcoming election, and that is Kennedy. Kennedy was at the Bitcoin conference last year. I was excited. I watched I watched all the panels last year, and the year before that, and the year before that. But yeah, Kennedy definitely not one to be ignored. But for those that don't know, and I looked this up the other day. I closed it actually. Dang it. Reopen that back up. I think it's on here. The last independent president we got, depending on what source you look at too. Independent president. One source says it's the one and only George Washington. I don't know if I believe that. It doesn't make any sense. George Washington. And then another source says, you guessed correctly, George Washington. I think it was Millard Fillmore, the 13th president of the United States in 1850. And then there's some crazy people that say that Trump was the last independent president. I'm like, no. He tried at one point to split from the GOP, and then the GOP had no other, candidates to really go behind. So, no, you can't say it was. There's another one here. It says James Buchanan was also President to be elected from nah. So if you go by anything, it's probably been like 200 years almost since we had a sitting president that was elected as an independent. I don't know. I hold hope. I mean, he's so neutral. He could heal this country. I don't think there's anything we can do about money, but I mean, he believes in Bitcoin. Now Trump believes in Bitcoin. I think everyone's just kind of woken up to there's no future. We gotta put a band-aid on the whole dollar situation. But yeah, in other news, crypto, right? Solana has a partnership with freaking Coca-Cola HBC to use Solana-based all art verification system for staff qualifications. All art has partnered with Coca-Cola bottling arm to bring blockchain security to internal training certificates. Interesting. I mean, we're talking about how blockchain is going to be used for everything, right? It's already being used in some states as well for driver's licenses and titles of cars and houses and blah blah blah. It's going to be integrated into everything at one point. Because again, you're talking about a non-fungible token that you can create in program to whatever asset you want. But anyway, Coca-Cola, a leading bottling partner of the Coca Company, is leveraging blockchain technology to revamp its internal certificate verification process, partnering with Solana-based platform All Art. Coca-Cola HBC has adopted a secure blockchain system for issuing and verifying employee qualifications, obtaining through its Coca-Cola Digital Academy training program. Interesting. This is all internal, anyway. And again, this partnership, and we've seen this with Visa last year. These partnerships, they may seem small on the surface. Yeah, this is all being internally regulated within Coca-Cola Company, right? But then who's to say they love the technology so much, now they want to offer it to their customers? Reward systems. I can see that in the future. Solana-based reward systems. Solana-based, because I'm with that, they could probably track all the again, I really hate this, but it's a dystopian future after all. User data, location stats, where they're selling almost product to, which client, which customers buy X amount of, not Mountain Dew, but Mellow Yellow or some other brand. Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to utilize this technology. We're talking about adopting programmable money. What's a better way to even incentivize a customer with digital rewards? Crypto. We're already talking about that with Jasmine, right? Talking about Jasmine, the digital locker, and how they were looking at incorporating it into self-driving taxis and giving their fares, their ride fares, offers and discounts and coupons and percentages off whatever products are nearby by location, offering that incentive to, cities in Tokyo, or local businesses in Tokyo and that sort of thing. So, yeah, this stuff, it may, again, look at it. This is how I've always looked at it as an investor. I've always looked at it as there's an underlying use case here for a large company and a large blockchain. Solana, obviously all art is a layer 2 within Solana's layer 1, but hear me out. All it takes is to fall in love with one blockchain, and everything right now is going to Solana since the Ethereum fees are so high. Hopefully in the next month we'll see a change to that, but yeah, big things are coming. Big things. And I see it every day. Every damn day. You gotta open up your mind and just see, okay, yeah, they're gonna be making holograms. They're gonna be supporting the local troops in New York when they bring in the tanks to stop the population from overthrowing the government. And I kid a little bit, but the world's gonna get some freaking kind of nuts, man. Especially when everyone who's out of the loop doesn't understand what's going on right now, and all sorts of chaos blooms and anarchy. Boom! Anarchy in the streets. People burning down big businesses and I should have bought crypto. Yeah, it's coming. Anyway. What is going on today? Crypto bubbles. Crypto bubbles on the day. Again, super stoked to still see Jasmine top 10. It is down 11% today, though. Just under. We came back up to 2 cents, which is good. But yeah, and this is the thing too. When you're investing, and I've noticed this. I've been very fortunate with my diverse portfolio. Okay, and I know people have. You have to have a certain amount and certain plays in certain areas. I believe that you should have a diverse portfolio in some things, right? And for me, like Jasmine is a security token, right? Or it's a lot of plays really. They've even dabbled into AI now. But say you have one, right? You have one where it's like business systems, technology, IoT, Internet of Things, like for Jasmine, or Filecoin, storage, or render for AI and rendering. You need your AI coins too, like Fetch AI or Graph. I mean, if you have a diverse enough portfolio and you're betting on just a little bit of everything, the future of this technology, it's gonna be big. It's gonna do big things for you. What in the world? Oh, my phone just blew up. What? Weird. But yeah, I truly believe in this. And in the layer ones too, you can be exposed by so much things just by investing in layer one that really has a lot of big projects, like say Ethereum, right? Ethereum has all these things I just mentioned being built on top of it. Solana, again, AVAX. Solana and AVAX right now are competing to be basically some of the biggest gaming chains. Everyone's kind of left Ethereum because of the fees being so high for so long, and now building on top of Solana and AVAX. Avalanche it's not doing the greatest right now. I still think it's around 40, but it'll have its day. No altcoins have even pumped yet. This is where I was getting at before, where we can't even, the last bull cycle, when Bitcoin pumped like this crazy pump, it would consolidate further down. We'd have giant swings. We're not doing that anymore, at least not yet. I don't know if we will, because these institutions holding these ETFs, they're not moving these assets. Bitcoin's not leaving, at least not yet. We'll see, but I don't think BlackRock's going to be selling in and out of their holdings of BTC when they have tons of clients just trying to buy the asset. I think it's totally different this time. I really do. And it's a stupid thing to say in any market, but this time really is different. These giant swings up and down, they might be a thing of the past. As these ETFs just kind of hold the line, and these altcoins still haven't really had time to even rise because no one knows what the hell to do. Back here on the previous cycles, every single time we'd have a downtrend, altcoins would rally. It'll be alt season. We're not seeing that anymore. Everything's just kind of spilling over a little bit into the big alts, the ones that are behind the most, and then they're just not appreciating the same way. Bitcoin's not selling off in any big way. And it's just incredible. I mean, we could really be right here at the beginning of this cycle. We've never had a pump this high before halving either. Ever before halving. We're at all-time highs before the freaking halving. Insane. I think the closest was what was right here, and everyone was expecting a pullback back then when we predicted the market appreciation against the bearish the bearish move. I already deleted all that stuff from yesterday. It was just kind of, we're done with that whole entire logic. It's just not happening, and we're breaking all these trends, all these parallel channels. This is not relevant anymore. I thought we were gonna go on this entire bing bonging around here until the halving, but obviously ETFs played out bigger than I had ever anticipated. So enough about Bitcoin. Bitcoin gets everything. It gets all the fucking attention. It really does, though. It's definitely deserved. You don't want to miss out on that asset class. I cannot stress that enough. But don't forget, speaking of Bitcoin halvings in 50 days, 2 hours, 16 minutes, and 38 seconds till the 420 plays it. Bitcoin halving. It's coming. Less than 2 months. Less than 2 months. I can't believe we're already here. Oh my God. It only took 2.5, 3 years. This whole freaking bear cycle. That was rough. That was rough. I don't even want to think about it. I got so much PTSD. But yeah, it's this crazy market. And China wakes up in about 15 minutes. Well, actually, they're already up. I keep forgetting we're not in daylight savings time. We get into daylight saving time here in the States in about a week and a half. So we will be on par with China then, I think. But yeah, let's see what's going on with X while we're waiting for China to pump our bags. Market closes in 15 minutes as well. Don't forget that. All right, let's see what's going on with. Oh yeah, before I forget, before we go into X, and checking out the current culture, we have a bit of cyber warfare going on in sex toys. What? Oh man, what is going on? I remember seeing something like this last year too, where they had some sort of like programmable sex toy and you plugged it in your computer and then you got hit with some cyberware attack. But apparently it's coming back. It's coming back again as of a few days ago. Last week, we reported on the botnet running on millions of smart toothbrushes, but now, somewhat sadly, the whole thing seems to have been based on some speculative reporting. But forget toothbrushes and bots, that's old news. The thing we're worried about now today is a betrayal perpetuated by one of the most intimate items a person can own. An X toy. X toy? An XRP toy? It's pretty much what it's doing right now. Oh god. This is exactly what Mangel, IT chief technical officer, spotted while casually doing some threat research at the OpenCTI intelligent platform. This is an open source tool for threat tracking analysis and now apparently discovering new ways to make malware weird. That's right. A vibrator sex toy was infected with malware. LOL. Is that the headline? Yeah, because apparently, I mean, you can pretty much program that into any piece of technology. Don't be buying cheap flash drives and hard drives and nonsense from China. Try to spend a little bit of extra money if you're gonna plug something in your computer, or plug into a different computer, because the last thing you want is your keys or a soft hack, a social hack of sorts to remote in and take all your biddies away, man. So yeah, not your keys, not your cheese, not your country, not your S-toys, maybe? I don't know how to spin that one. Just be careful out there. Don't buy any toys you have to plug into your computer, I guess. Man. There's a lot of words on here I don't think the YouTube algorithm would like me to say if I read any further. Oh boy. So yeah, nothing is sacred. Everyone is trying to scam you, and there's one person not protecting you. And you know who that is? Our good old friend over at the SEC. And you know him. His name is Gary Gensler, and yeah.
That's S-T-A-K-E, not S-T-E-A-K.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. Thanks, Gary. So yeah, he's out there. He's protecting you. He's making sure you know what stake is and not stake. Yep, that was a gem from last year. And the nonsense that and propaganda that our country pushes in this dystopian future. Oh man. Anywho, Bitcoin's coming back up. Looks like we are going to end closer to 1.5 or 61 before the market closes, and it is going to liquidate the fuck out of everyone. There's people all the way back here when again, I said it, $20,000 pump since the beginning of the month, and people have longs, they have shorts out, people have gotten liquidated, destroyed. We're at the market close, people got options, they got to finish trading. Like, this is not going to end well, and when this pops, we might see some serious shit tonight. When the market closes, and everyone's just kind of stuck in their trades, and they get liquidated further. It's just the nature of the beast. The nature of the beast. So we'll watch out for that. That'll be fun, entertaining in about 12 minutes. And you never know. We might see a big sell-off and a pump and dump and whatever. It don't matter. It's all. In the end, it's all going up. It's the most scarce asset. It's what everyone wants. It's the digital gold. This is the gold rush. Get your pitchforks. Get your pitchforks, your shovels and your pickaxes. We're gonna go mine some Bitcoin. It's a little too late for that, but we're gonna try to buy it. It's gonna be a race just to buy it. Yeah, absolutely insane. What else is going on right now? There's some other projects. We got Stark, we got Blast in the news. There's Blast, L2, mining, unlocked, mainnet. What's that? Bitcoin ETF set for even bigger wave in the next few months, Bitwise says. Yeah, they were on the news. The asset man, I think the CEO of Bitwise was it the that weird name, Hugin. Hugin. Let's see if I can find that clip. While I'm looking for that, there's Bookmap right now. Looks like we're having a bit of sell-off. It's looking pretty red, but looks like the buyers are about to push through it. Not a lot of volume right now. You can see it's kind of low. All it takes is one big whale to come in and buy up some of these dips. So right now it's going to look like we're probably going to come down to, at the lowest, 60,300. If this wiki even gets that low, I we'll see. If it does, it'll get bought up pretty quick. And it looks like we are off. People are getting scared. They got about 10 minutes left. 10 minutes. Yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to look for this. Hugin, Bitwise. See what's on CNBC today. Of course, CNBC's covering everything.
Bitcoin this morning trading just at about 62,000, 63,000 almost. $62,808 has now jumped 50% since the start of the year and is nearing its all-time high, with much of that action driven by heavy interest in new spot Bitcoin ETFs. Next guest helps run one of them. Want to bring in Bitwise Chief Investment Officer Matt Hogan. Good morning to you. When you look at what's been driving this price action on Bitcoin, Matt, how much of this is retail investors investing directly in Bitcoin? How much of it is the ETF? How much of it is institutions in the ETF?
Absolutely. It's a great question. We're seeing enormous demand for the Bitwise Bitcoin ETF and across all of these ETFs. And the answer is it's all of those categories. You're seeing retail investors come into these ETFs. you're seeing hedge funds, you're seeing RIAs or independent financial advisors. I think there's an even bigger wave coming in a few months as we start to see the major wirehouses turn on. But this has been Bitcoin's IPO moment. It's in a new era of price discovery, and I think prices could go substantially higher from here.
Let's talk about where they could go in just a minute, but I just want to go back to this idea of who you think is buying these ETFs, meaning how much of this is retail versus institutions?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when these ETFs first launch, they're not turned on at the major wirehouses, at the major institutions. So the initial demand out of the gate for any ETF, including these, is primarily retail and independent financial advisors and hedge funds. So I think that's the primary driver. That's what we're seeing. Right. But I'll tell you, after this meeting, I'm getting on a plane to go talk to one of the largest institutional consultants in the US about this ETF. So we're going to see that next wave of institutional capital.
You did mention hedge funds, which I will put in sort of an institutional or professional category. In terms of this big move, do you think it's that money that's pushed this, or do you think it's straight retail?
Oh, I think it's both. I think it's both. It's just new demand. If you think about Bitcoin pre the ETFs, there was only a small set of investors who could buy it. Now almost everyone can buy it, and the supply-demand dynamic is just off the hook. There are 30,000 Bitcoin purchased by ETFs this week alone. Bitcoin miners have only created less than 3,000. That's what's driving the price. And it's both hedge funds and retail and that advisor community.
Obviously, you have one of the...
It's getting nuts out there. It's getting nuts. Looks like we started pushing back this little wick a little bit. We got about 8 minutes left until people absolutely lose their pants. Lose their pants. This is why I don't trade. I just invest. I don't have to worry about leverage and options and all that crap. In it for the long haul. Not a quick rich. Not a quick get rich quick scheme. Yeah, so any minute now, we can see some serious shit. One way or the other, but we got like 5-7 minutes still. Let's take a look and see what's going on with X. See what's going on. I just see a notification pop up on my phone for Plan B saying something about his oh no, BlackRock spot Bitcoin is unstoppable. ETF surpasses 1 billion in trading volume on the 4th day straight. The 4th day. There's nothing stopping this. Nothing. And they're buying more Bitcoin than we could ever produce ever again. And by April, it's going to be a wasteland. It's going to be a wasteland. Talk about Mad Max, man. Wasteland. Boom. Monster Daily close. New all-time highs are coming. That's Ash Crypto. Ooh, I love Velociraptors. Vanguardosaurus Rex in 60 to 40. About to be rendered extinct by Bitcoin Meteor. Yeah, because Vanguard came out and said they're still not going to offer Bitcoin to their clients. I think the CEO is stepping down. Yeah, they kind of have to at this point because it's going to pass them by. And again, I put in my thumbnail, these Bitcoin, the banks, if they don't get in now, the banks are dead. There's nothing else going to be able to hold them up when our country probably has to either default or find another method to consolidate, maybe through CBDCs or stable coins or whatever. Again, it's not, if the banks aren't adapting, they are going away. So that is that. Ooh, Michael Saylor. Oh yeah, that's one of his legendary interviews. I remember this one. This one's great. I'm gonna play this real quick. Why the top for Laura ever, Laura?
any point, but let's talk about your existing holdings. As I mentioned in the intro, now worth around $10 billion. You have paper gains of about 70% or so, which a lot of people would like to see that sort of return. At any point, would you sell? When would it make sense to take profits there?
Well, I've famously said I'm going to be buying the top forever. Bitcoin is the exit strategy. It is the strongest asset. So what we see right now is the Bitcoin has just emerged as a $1 trillion asset class. And it's alongside names like Apple and Google and Microsoft. But the difference between Bitcoin and the Magnificent Seven is Bitcoin's an asset class. It's not a company. There's not enough room in the capital structure of those companies to hold $10 trillion or $100 trillion worth of capital. So Bitcoin's competing against gold, which is 10x what it is right now. It's competing against the S&P index. It's competing against real estate, a $100 trillion plus asset class as a store of value. So we believe capital is going to keep flowing from those asset classes into Bitcoin because Bitcoin is technically superior to those asset classes. And that being the case, there's just no reason to sell the winner to buy the losers.
That's right, Michael Saylor. You have the superior asset class. There's no reason to settle for any less. You have the fastest horse in the race. He's got a million euphemisms. Oh, there's my job. What are they doing at McDonald's? I went from Vanguard CEO to an employee at McDonald's. That's funny. Yeah, probably. It's Bitcoin the Phoenix. Yeah, the sleeping dragon is what I like to call it. The one underneath Tokyo. About ready to rumble like Godzilla. That's Bitcoin. And it is back. And it is about to tower over all of the skyscrapers. It's coming. Gojira! Bitcoin! Yeah. Yeah, it's coming. Man, Michael Saylor's all over the place tonight. Nice to see a familiar face. Oh, God. What on earth? El Salvador Bitcoin is up 40%. Oh, yeah, that's right. I did kind of skim over that. El Salvador actually came out and said... We were actually covering that last night, I think. Peter Schiff and him got into a tizzy over it. I gotta find it on Twitter again. Maybe I didn't see it. I think I saw it on the Cointelegraph. What the Merrill Lynch offering this is what we're talking about tonight. How time flies. 35,000. That number really gets me. That gets me. Very nostalgic number for me. Yeah. That was me last night with Jasmine. Oh man, that was a crazy highlight. I saved it on my stream as a short when I discovered that Jasmine had gotten to the top 100 last night or 2 nights ago. I forget what day it was. Everything's kind of bleeding together. And yeah, let's we're getting closer. We got 1 more minute until market closes from the monthly close. Here we go. Monthly close. Are we gonna see a sell-off into another pump? That'd be my guess. Who the hell is shorting? I keep saying this over and over again. Who the hell is shorting 2 months before halving? Why are you fighting the trend? And you know, tomorrow we're gonna see another influx of, I don't know, like $2 billion inflows, or you know, market trading volume is gonna be off the charts. Who knows? Maybe it's gonna be $4 billion. Like, it's ridiculous. Every day it's just getting ridiculous. Here we go. Any second now will be 9 o'clock market. There it is. Get a little bit of move. Loading screen. Get on the minute chart here and see some crap going down. Are we going to explode? Up or down? We're gonna have a move. We're gonna move somewhere, but we're going up or down. It looks like we're developing a green. Yeah, we're developing a candle up. I can't wait to see some of these crazy, you know, like ricocheting handles like last cycle. Once we really started to get into mass hysteria and FOMO and retail's in and everything. Retail's got to be starting to wake up now. All these other countries are getting all-time highs. It's only a matter of time till America does, and then America's gonna wake up in a big way. Here it is. We are at 9:01. We're officially into March. Oh wait, no, wait. Ah, never. This whole night I've been saying. I forgot. This February is 29 days. Ah, never mind. We got one more day. That's actually even worse. One more day of consolidation. Yeah, I mean, again, it's all about the inflows and outflows, right? Let's go into X real quick, and I'm gonna pull up a Bitcoin ETF's current outflows, what they're looking like, inflows. Someone posted it here. Here we go. There he is. February 29th will be. Oh wait. Yeah, today is still February 29th, not 28th. Yeah. Tomorrow is the 1st. I'm losing my goddamn mind. Yeah, so market does close tonight. Looks like we're getting a bit of an indecisive move here. People have had to have gotten destroyed. Just trying to fight this trend is ridiculous. But yeah, who the hell are you? Who the hell are you if you're trying to fight this trend? This is just insane. Just insane. I mean, look how much ARK did. That's crazy. How much ARK did? I mean, and they're the third largest right now. Kathy Wood's company. Absolutely insane. Fidelity is coming up stronger now too. Crazy. It looks like we're starting to get a move. Things are choppy. Getting choppy. Chop. So we're seeing a similar point of a consolidation like we did last night. Almost the same exact spot we were too. And we could look at a measured move if we were going to go back. History likes to rhyme, but I mean, you can't really predict what people are doing in this market anymore. The way these ETFs are going, stabilizing price over time. Bitcoin is just going to be like, let me zoom out real quick. Over time, Bitcoin will be like Mondo's favorite, Walmart. Right? Over time, that's what's going to happen to Bitcoin, and it's just going to go up. People are just going to maintain their wealth. I was talking about this the other night. I truly believe that the only people going to be selling off when they want or when they need to, or when they just want to buy a shiny car or a new house or beachfront property or whatever, is going to be the people that already have all the wealth already. And everyone else is just going to maintain their wealth and rise up and get out of the 99%. Get out of the mess that our country has printed our dollar and our monetary value to death. So my ultimate decision now is to stay on for another half hour and wait for a pump, as I missed the last 2 nights on the stream. Or I go to bed. You know what I should do? I should flip a Bitcoin. Flip a Bitcoin and find out. Heads, I'll stay on for another half hour, 9:30. And tails, I will go to bed and wake up at my deadbeat McDonald's job. And yeah, just wait for a better day. Which yeah, won't take very long to come. Again, I can retire according to When Moon. You weren't here yesterday when we covered this, or the day before. When Moon is this great little API project that's on observablehq.com. It allows you to kind of speculate and get an idea of when you can retire based on your allocation to Bitcoin. As of right now, if you have 1 Bitcoin and your desired income during your retirement that you want to pull out each year is $100,000, you will only have to wait until 2033, and you'll be able to pull out $870 a day over the course of a year to obtain $100,000 of today's dollars out of your Bitcoin. And as time goes on, your Bitcoin will still accumulate wealth because according to this API project, your Bitcoin will be worth $1.8 million in 2033. And that is actually, I think that's kind of the base case, because Kathy is predicting a $1 million by 2027. That's 6 years before that date. So you want to retire with a, more optimistic point of view, then you can play around with these, and maybe the annual appreciation of Bitcoin. We're going to give America a fighting chance with this inflation. But yeah, say the annual Bitcoin appreciation rate is 40%, and you want to retire. Let's try to meet Kathy Wood's prediction. Let's do 50%. That is getting closer. So I think it looks like she probably predicts we're probably going to be close to a 60% appreciation. Whoa. Maybe 65%. There we go. But still not quite where she thinks it's going to be. But that's fine. You can still retire by 2027 with Kathy Wood's prediction in mind that we're going to 1 million by 2027. I mean, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. If you would have told me last year even that I was going to be able to retire in my 40s if I wanted to, or my 30s if I wanted to, I would have looked at you and thought you were freaking insane. I thought, there's no way. We're going to at least 2 more cycles we're going to get that high. It may be reality now. We may be already approaching $1 million all-time high for all we know next year. We're getting stupid now with predictions. We've gotten stupid before. You also don't want it to accelerate too fast, because then the dollar is also going to be basically worth 0. So there's that as well. All right, let's go take a look back at Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks like it is still kind of playing this ascending triangle, waiting to print a new lower low or a higher low. And it looks like we are getting a higher low, which means we are still on an ascending triangle pattern, ascending wedge. So that's bullish. Again, are you surprised? It's pretty much been, oh yeah, I think it was Raw Paul said that today on one of his tweets. Let's see if I can pull it up. It was so funny. Raw Paul. What did he say? He said, ETF, Bitcoin go up. Here it is. This is so funny. Issuing the BTC futures ETF is a good step, but it's basically handling. That's not what he said earlier. I was laughing about. Where is it? He was basically saying. It was earlier today. All right, was it this one? Oh yeah, this one. The reflexivity of launch BTC ETF. Number go up, more buying a Bitcoin ETF. Number go up, more buying a Bitcoin ETF. Number go up, more buying a Bitcoin ETF. It's quite something to behold. It's like a super massive black hole of RIA allocations, and they have $8 trillion under management, so we can play this game all day. Oh my god. And then when we add ETF, the ETH ETF into the equation, then there's 2 fun games to play for the RIs. Oh my god, it's just so funny. And then retail investors will begin to come back above all-time highs. Coinbase was 100 million users and only around 10 million currently active. That's what I'm talking about. Retail's not back yet. These more familiar people will go full on and it'll get alt-tastic. I'm talking about alts exploding again. And then as the size of overall market increases, it brings in the institutions who are still mainly missing the equation. Welcome to the banana zone, he says. As ever, be patient, avoid FOMO and leverage, expect horrid sell-offs, and remember to don't fuck this up. That's what I'm saying. The EFTU, don't fuck this up. Rob Paul's favorite quote. Don't fuck this up. It's actually what I say in my in my intro video that I have Michael Saylor dubbed over my voice. Yeah, don't fuck this up. Oh man, so yeah, this is gonna take time to play out, but I'm assuming we're gonna do the same thing we did last night. We're gonna consolidate down here. We have a new higher low. We're gonna do the same thing we did here. We're gonna just ramp up, get to a new high, depending on what country wants to play ball, what country's buying in, what institutions in other countries, other you know, big players like Jeff Bezos coming in and buying X amount, whatever. Mr. 100 Bitcoin buying another 100 Bitcoin every freaking hour. Yeah, we can't keep up. All these people buying in right now, we can't even mine it up just for the ETFs alone. And that's just the American ETFs. Forget all these other countries. Brazil's getting in another ETF as well. So we're getting to that tomorrow, probably. We're still attempting. We might get a. We might actually push this down here now, if it does not hold. Let's see. Now we're on a more of a downward ascending triangle than anything, but it's so short-lived. The whole trend is up. Anyway, on that note, Bitcoin's probably going to end up going to 62 tonight. Might maybe wake up and we'll see an all-time high. Who knows? I'd imagine just without the American markets opening and the ETFs until tomorrow, 64,000 is probably a good place we'll bounce around with, maybe for a little while, until we see how much trading volume is going to be tomorrow. So maybe something like this. This would be around. Yeah, that would be right around noon. So I just drew that real quick, kind of quick and dirty. This is what I think is going to happen. Maybe not even quite like that either. It might just be more like yeah, we're gonna grind down here and then come over here and then 3 o'clock in the morning. Man, really? 3 o'clock in the morning? 3 o'clock. Well, 3 o'clock in the morning is usually a pretty big move in the Chinese market, and then maybe there's gonna be a sell-off and the American market wakes up, and then boom. Yeah, that's not even 12. Yeah, something more like that. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, I'm gonna call it. I got to get up early and turn the fryers on and make sure my manager's happy with me getting the hash browns ready for the breakfast rush. So have a good night. Quit. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Buy Bitcoin and keep stacking sats. It's all gonna pay off in the end. So. Stay strong, hodl, and has a good night. Otaku signing out. Later.